You might not realize that there is a dentist who makes house calls. And if you've been listening to Scan FYI for a while, you probably already know there are some doctors who make house calls. But today we're going to focus on the dentist who makes house calls, which is a great thing, especially for older people who can't get out to the dentist. So if you want to know more about this, just stay tuned. Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Scan FYI. My guest today is Dr. Lindsay Rubin. Good morning, Dr. Rubin.
Good morning. Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So, yes, today we're talking about the dentist who makes house calls. So, if you would kindly introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about dental home services, and then we'll get into some conversation.
I'm Dr. Lindsay Rubin, and Dental Home Services was started about 25 years ago by my father, Dr. Stu Rubin, after his father-in-law, my grandfather, suffered a debilitating stroke that left him homebound. And my father saw how hard it was for the families, the caretaker, as in him, my mother, and him to go out and see the proper care. And it just took a toll on everybody. And he saw doctors coming in. He worked with Dr. John Salisbury from visiting physician. And he thought, I could do this and I can bring this to people that can't get out and get the proper dental care. And everybody, as we know, deserves top-notch care no matter your situation. And he realized he can bring it to people.
All right, so that's the beginning of it. I had a feeling that there was going to be a story involving a family member, which is, often the case. You realize that not everyone can get in the car, go to the doctor, whatever the kind of doctor. So, I think it's fantastic that the dentist will come to you as well. So let's understand what are the typical kinds of services that the dentist is bringing to me.
Well, we can do anything that can be done in an office. We do typical exams, cleanings, fillings, extractions, make new dentures, repair old dentures, and even x-rays, actually. We're very high tech, and we have this unit. It's portable. It almost looks like a hair dryer on steroids. And we can use it and we hook it up to a laptop, and we're able to take x-rays even if a patient is slumped over in a wheelchair. So it's very versatile and pretty amazing. And the picture comes up right on the laptop instantly. It's all digital.
That is really high tech. So in my mind, I'm conjuring up a vision, which I'm probably is wrong, but I'm conjuring up a vision of, bringing that dental chair that we all know, the dental chair that reclines. I mean, you're not bringing that to somebody's home.
No, we try to make it as easy as possible for the patient. And a lot of these patients can't be transported out of the home. And even they're stuck in their wheelchair, their hospital bed, whatever it may be. So we can set up all our equipment, like I said, even the x-rays, and just bring it directly to the patient.
So I think one of the questions that people would have is like, yeah, how are you utilizing, let's say I'm not in a wheelchair, but I can just sit in a chair. So am I as the patient, I'm just in a chair and you're just working around me.
Absolutely. A lot of patients have lazy boys where they like to sit and watch TV and they're most comfortable.
There
That
you
works
go.
beautifully.
Yeah, all right. So that recliner finally has a really good use, everybody. I never thought of that. That's good. So who is eligible for the services of dental home services where you would come to my home? Or is it an assisted living? Is it anyone who's homebound?
So we do over 300 assisted livings across the entire state of New Jersey and even parts of New York. We do like Rockland County area as well as Staten Island. But we do also visit private homes. They're not excluded. As long as you're homebound and it's very difficult for you to get out, we'll come right to you. In fact, if there's a caretaker that lives with a patient 24/7, sometimes they've asked that we see them too, and we're willing to.
All right, so the one key for eligibility is that you must be homebound, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm guessing the vast majority of your patients are on the older side?
Yes, the vast majority of our patients are on the older side, and a good amount suffer from some form of Alzheimer's or dementia. So we're very proficient in dealing with memory care issues. My father actually is on the board of directors of Alzheimer's New Jersey, and we're very well versed in patients with memory care issues. Alzheimer's and dementia make up a large part of our patient population, unfortunately.
So it sounds like you've removed all the barriers that people might think, oh, how could they come here? You just, it sounds like you just make it work.
Yeah.
However, whatever your situation at home, whatever home means, you're going to make this work for someone.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, for those patients that are so medically compromised, whatever they're going through, there's enough obstacles in their life. We do whatever we can to deliver top-notch care and bring it directly to them. It relieves the family of having to worry about maybe hiring an ambulette to get them out of the house and transport them any way possible. Sometimes the family member likes to be present at the visit, but if they're not, they're a short phone call away. Hey, we did an exam on mom or dad. Unfortunately, she needs this tooth extracted or needs new denture made or needs a filling. What do you think? Can we proceed? So we try to make it as easy as possible on the family. It's a pretty streamless process. We're emergency based as well. So we strive to get anywhere for someone in pain, a facial swelling, lost tooth, sharp edge, strive to be there with anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. Even though my father, Dr. Stu, started it, and I joined 15 years ago now, we have about 10 dentists, a team of 10 dentists working. So there's always someone there. This is kind of our main thing. We're very passionate about it, helping the seniors.
And you're really covering a tremendous territory, so it makes sense that you would have many, many dentists.
Yeah.
I just think that for so many people who are able-bodied at this point in time, and you just get in the car and you go to the doctor and you don't give a thought about it because you don't have to. But there are so many people out there that getting in a car is impossible.
Yes, and imagine something like dentures. That's a few visits. So if somebody needs new dentures, they would have to. You're not just going to the dentist that one time and having them
Right.
made a few visits, and it's can be a hassle and take a toll on them and their family. But each and every time we're coming to you, and we bring the next step to the lab and then bring it back to you until the final product is in your mouth.
And I guess even minor surgical procedures or maybe major surgical, that can just happen in the house as well.
Yeah, of course, we keep the patient's safety in mind first and foremost, but extractions can be done on home. We work with patients' GPs or cardiologists, whatever it may be, if they're on blood thinners and, come up with a plan. But we're always willing to work with people and do what's the safest and best interest for the patient.
Well, I do think it's remarkable that technology and the equipment that you have to bring with you, is available. I mean, years ago, this wouldn't have even, nobody would have thought that this was a possible thing, right?
Yeah.
This is, yeah, I just think it's, a remarkable thing that you're able to do this. And what do you love especially about doing this? What is for you the best part of your job?
Honestly, the the patients are so kind because they are so grateful and you can visibly see how you've helped them almost instantly. Whether they were in pain from a sharp or broken tooth and you can repair it, you've done it right then and there, and they are just elated, pain removed. They're fine. And they're just, the gratitude of these patients is through the roof because they feel when they're in their home almost strapped and suffocated that they're not going to get top notch care in their house. If they can't leave their house, that's it. They have to suffer. And we relieve them of that. And it's just very rewarding in that sense that you can help people that otherwise feel that they can't be helped.
You said you also work with a lot of people in assisted livings throughout the area. And I'm thinking for so many people in an assisted living who just feel like, oh, I can't go anywhere. I need help with everything. This is like a godsend because if you, again, you can't get in the car, who's going to help you? I have a toothache, who's going to take care of me? And you are really, offering a service that these people probably thought they would never be able to have.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's our goal, try to make what's seemingly unattainable attainable for them.
And the fact that you have such a passion about it, and I know you're, of course, you and your dad are very well known in the healthcare community. I run into people all the time who are familiar. I know for myself that I didn't realize before, I knew that visiting home physicians, we were familiar with that, but I didn't realize before we encountered, you and your family that there was the same thing with the dentist. And so I've run into people myself that I've given out your name because a lot of people just think, well, I'm stuck. I can't go to the dentist anymore. I can't get in the car, or I just don't have anyone to drive me. And so I just feel like it's so important for people to know that no, you, the best care that you can have, and it's still available, and it's going to come to your home.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, it's important for people to know. And that's one of the reasons we like to share this. So your phone number, which is on the screen, so nobody has to worry about memorizing anything. Dental Home Services, 800-842-4663. And the phone number, the website, all that information will be in the show notes as well. So if anyone listening realizes now that this would be the exact right service for them, you can reach out directly to Dental Home Services, which is a good thing. Do you want to share just some well, we talked about who's eligible and the various services, but I don't know, any final words that you want people to know why this is so important for people to have at any age? We can't forget that we have to have our teeth taken care of.
Absolutely. So you just made me think of something else. One of the leading causes of hospitalizations for the elderly is pneumonia. Do you know what the leading cause of pneumonia is? Dental plaque.
No kid.
Yeah, so it's
Wow,
important, even if you don't think you have a problem, to get that checkup and cleaning.
that's
Yeah,
interesting. I would have never put that together.
yeah, it's true. And, just to get our name out there, everybody deserves to have the best quality of life possible, as they can for as long as they can, whatever we can do to help deliver to them from the dental perspective and more. All our dentists are very caring and compassionate, and just bringing that level of care is it's so meaningful to us. And just to be able to deliver it and get our name out there, and for anyone that needs anything, not to feel hopeless.
I know that we talked about you probably mostly deal with older people, but there are certainly young people that have had injuries or accidents and they're homebound as well. And I'm thinking they would also, obviously, they would benefit from the dentist who comes to your house as well.
Yeah, we have it's a smaller amount from our patient pool, but yeah, we have some younger patients that have maybe suffered from MS or ALS or even spinal cord injuries, unfortunately, and they've just left them TBIs and unfortunate incidences in life that are on the younger side, but they are homebound, and we absolutely go see them.
All right, good to know. Good to know. All right, Dr. Lindsay Rubin, any final words for our listeners out there?
Thank you for having me. And if there's anyone that you know that I can help, please give them my name and number, because we'd really love to be helping those receive the proper dental care that they need and keep everyone out of the hospital.
So I would say just about everyone in our listening area is going to be part of your, huge network of, your geographic area. You said about 10 doctors.
Yes.
So yeah, plenty of doctors to go around. All right, Dr. Rubin, thank you so much for being my guest today and sharing this information.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Okay, remember out there, if it's important to you, it's important to us. I'm Andrea Tarr, and we'll see you next time on Scan FYI. Bye, everyone. Bye, Dr. Rubin.
Bye. Take care.